Jai Hind everyone. My name is Aman Gupta and I am working as an assistant professor in MC department in Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College. So my subject is privacy and security in online social media whose subject code is KCA031. And today's my topic is phishing in online social networks. So let's start this with phishing in OSM. That is um, it is a fraudulent activity that refers to the use of deceptive tactics that is used to trick the users by divulging sensitive information, forgery, and their login credentials, financial details, personal information. So that type of stolen these type of data from the online social platforms. This is called the phishing attacks. That is a attack in which all the personal information of an individual has been stolen and later it can be misused. So this is called the phishing. So it is an attack that is executed through the platforms like Instagram. We have different type of social media platforms that we are using very frequently and in our daily day-to-day life, and we also share our personal data on these apps very frequently. So some apps are Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. So these type of attacks, uh, attackers attack these apps very much. So purpose of these attacks is to steal the personal data or gain control of your social media accounts. The hackers can harm you by misuse your personal data or stealing your personal data from these social media platforms. So there are different type of phishing scams if we see in online social networks. So first of all, email notification phishing. So in social media sites, uses email to communicate with users about the security updates, account information. So we always received an email for this type of work. So when notification emails come from well-known social media sites, we receive the emails from these type of social media sites, we trust them. Actually, we trust them and click on that link with utmost trust. So this template is standard and rarely questioned about, easily spoofed, because they make their template with the original ones that we received from the authentic social media platforms or social media apps. Suppose there is, if we received a mail from, there is a logo of Facebook, or the title is very much clean, that we can trust easily. So they spoofed us very easily. They can spoof us very easily. So users receiving these email messages often click links or buttons in the message without paying attention to the rest of the design. It is very important to take care that what links we received in our messages, in our WhatsApp messages, to see them, and before clicking on that link we should check the authenticity of these type of messages. Hackers actually rely on this behavior to take users to fraudulent sites. Hackers send these links as an attachment to an email or as a SMS notification behind these buttons, and then use these sites to steal the sensitive information. So they might set up a fake password reset scam that, or initiate a malware download. So maybe they forward you to the password reset login or the site, or can a malware or a virus can be installed on your system or mobile phone. Next one is the LinkedIn phishing. As we know, LinkedIn is a platform that is used for the job seekers. and the companies that want to recruit the young or the volunteer or professionals. So this is the platform uh, for professional networking platform. And hackers send emails, LinkedIn messages and links to you to connect you into the divulging sensitive information, credit card information, personal information, and also the login credentials. So when we received any message from any type of company that has been connected onto the LinkedIn phishing is very common, that they stole your sensitive information, your credit card information, your login credentials also. The threat actor could hack into your LinkedIn account to pose as you and send phishing messages to your connections to collect your personal data. So hacker can also send out emails that appear to be coming directly from the LinkedIn, because the format of these emails are very much common to that of the LinkedIn. The layout that the hackers are using, that they are using the original logo of LinkedIn or the header or footer of LinkedIn, and that is the format of the mails that are coming. We think we start to think that they are the original mail coming from the LinkedIn. So this is possible because the official LinkedIn site has several legitimate email domains, as they have different legitimate domains like linkedin@linkedin.com, linkedin and linkedin@el.linkedin.com. So there are some domains, the both of these are authentic. So if somebody in place of el somebody puts in al, then maybe it looks like the legitimate email id. So this makes it difficult to keep up with the authentic domains versus the bogus ones, or what are the it is difficult to identify the fake email id, or make the differentiation between the fake and the real one. Now next one is the phishing, voice phishing. So phishing is also known as the voice phishing, and it is a cybercrime here, whereby attackers use the phone to steal the personal information from their targets. So on phone, they call the individual and ask their personal information or their financial information from the individual. So in a phishing attack, cyber criminals use social engineering tactics to persuade victims to provide their personal information and their financial accounts, that they need to reset your credit card information or reset your credit card. You have to you should increase your credit card limit, or your credit card has been stopped working today, so you have to they can ask your OTP for that. So all these type of information is to harm you as a in financial loss. You can have financial loss by this. So like traditional phishing based on email messages, or smishing based on text messages. Traditional phishing is based on email messages and smishing based on text messages. With phishing, the attacker must convince the victim that they are doing the right thing by cooperating with the cyber criminal. So phishing is the voice phishing, that on call they make understand the customer or the individual that they are doing the right thing by giving their personal information. The attacker might pretend to represent the police, government officer, tax department officer, through bank, that we are speaking from any bank, I am calling from police department, or the victim's employer. So all these, they try to convince the person that we are the genuine one. So that is called the traditional fishing, and that is the difference between the traditional fishing that has been done by the email messages, and the smishing that has been done through the text messages, and this is the wishing that has been done using the voice calling. Now next one is the smishing, that is SMS phishing. Smishing is a form of phishing that uses mobile phones as the attack platform. The hackers can also use the mobile phone very easily. The criminal executes the attack with the intent to gather personal information. That is, he can be make as social insurance, credit card numbers. Smishing is implemented through text messages or SMS, giving the name as smishing through SMS. That is called the smishing. With the use of text message, the hackers might try to accomplish many different things. This includes stealing personal details from you by posing as a representative from your bank, that I am calling from your bank and you need to activate your credit card today, otherwise your account has been blocked. You have to renew your some account. So they could try to get you to click on a link in the text message or to connect to your bank's web page and verify a recent suspicious charge. So they may ask you to call their customer service number conveniently included within the text message. So talk to them about a recent suspicious charge or a compromised attack. So by this they can have or make a fraud with you very easily. Next one is the Instagram phishing. Instagram is a very popular photo sharing platform in which we are sharing our day-to-day reels or photos on that platform, and Instagrams worldwide use these platform to as a sort of video diary or a short reels to share everyday activities and moments. So this is on this Instagram we are sharing our data very frequently, and phishing attack on Instagram begins when a hacker creates a fake Instagram login page. If we have a login page, we have a page in on Instagram, but the person who wants to harm or stole our data, if he also have a login page in Instagram, so these type of pages are crafted to look as much as the real site as possible. So when you provide an Instagram user ID and password to the phony page, the attacker captures your credentials. So they make the page same page as Instagram have, and when you provided your login and password to that page, they capture your login and password. So you will usually be redirected to the Instagram login page for authentication, but the damage has already been done because your credential has been stolen. So with your Instagram credentials, the attacker has full access to your account. Now when he stole your all the login credentials, then after login to your account, he can harm you and has full access to your account. So after gaining access to your Instagram account, the hacker can spy on you and taking things to the next level. If you have much data on that platform, the attacker can take complete ownership of your Instagram account, and also he can change your personal information, preferences, even he can also change your password, so thus locking you out of your account. You are not able to log into your account only. So hacker can do anything with your account. Next one is the other fraudulent entities schemes in OSM. What type of other activities? Facebook quizzes. These are very common Facebook quizzes for hacking your data. Email phishing, as we already studied. Crypto scams. These are very common nowadays. Executive impersonation. Impersonation means a person who is tries to uh, make or try to uh, make himself as another person or the CEO of other company, or take identity of other person. That is called the impersonation. So this is also a very important, or we can say uh, running type of fraudulent activities in nowadays. Next is fake business profiles, to make the pages that are very resemble to the real business profiles, make the copy of that profiles, fake job offers, urgent messages from acquaintances, fake customer support, that I am calling from some bank, SBI or Kotak Bank. These type of messages from customer supports are very frequently coming from banks. Shortened URLs. This is also a fraudulent activity. Now, how to avoid social media phishing? So there are some tips that you have to follow to take care, to avoid uh, these type of social media phishing, or take care of these activities. So first of all, never accept friend requests from people you don't know. So always take care that you have to accept the friend request of the person who you know, whom you know personally, that is your friends, friends of friends, relative. So always accept these type of friend request, avoid the request coming from the strangers. Next is, don't use the same password and username for all your accounts. We have different accounts. I have account on Instagram, I have account on Facebook, and I have account on Twitter. So we should always take care that never use same password for all the social media platforms. We should use a different password for different account, because if one account has been compromised or attacked by some hacker, so all the other accounts, other social media accounts, may be safe from that account. So to avoid this, it is better to update your details every few months, every month, or in after every few days, to change your passwords or username or password. Username may be same for all the account, but you should change your password. If you suspect a website or an email, always check the URL or email address for any telltale phishing signs, such as unprofessional email addresses. Suppose we have an Amazon.com and we are doing shopping on that website. This is a shopping website, and there is a website Amazon.com, and it has the same interface. This is the fake website, this is the real website, but this website has same interface as the real website, but the difference is there is a Z in Amazon and there is a J in Amazon. So maybe this small type of things that we need to take care, that this is a fake URL or a real URL before clicking on that link, or before providing any type of personal information or data, or put into any type of information into that website. So it is important to first check and then only enter your data. And next is, if someone is asking for money, make sure to confirm their identity offline via phone call. So if from any account you received a message, or you received a message on WhatsApp, or receive a message in your phone that please send some money, or 10,000, 20,000 rupees very urgently, I met an accident. So this type of urgent messages that you have gone received from your known ones, your friends, your family friends, or from your family. So never uh, transfer any amount immediately. First check that this comes from the person that you are thinking that it has been come from. So first check the identity offline via phone call, then take a action on her or his demand. Next is don't take quizzes asking for personal information. If we have to take give a quiz on online social media, first of all, it asks for your name, mobile number, email ID, date of birth. But if it asks this type of information from you, so first ensure that they will not misuse your data. Never click on any suspicious link. First check and then only click on that data. So why are social media phishing attacks successful? So there are some points, that is shortened URLs. Because shortened URLs are there, so it is difficult to find out that it is a real URL or not. So it is very important to check or utilize this, or to take care of the URLs. Message forwarding. Often WhatsApp scams use message forwarding and as a way of sending a malicious message through a trusted network. So this is also the reason of the phishing attacks. For example, one phishing attack involved a message telling users that WhatsApp was creating a gold service. So the link in the message led users to a malicious website. However, the scam still spread across the social network with a large group chats. Next is the public accounts, visible accounts. So LinkedIn attacks operate under the assumption that everyone on the site is professional, and publicly visible accounts give attackers easy access to lots of information. So data can be gathered either by adding people with fake accounts or by scraping millions of publicly visible accounts. Next is the fake profiles and spear phishing. 2020 phishing attack on LinkedIn involved fake profiles that would contact victims, primarily targeting business owners and the key decision makers. So this is the fake profiles and spear phishing. So these are some social media fraud, that is fake profiles and impersonation, phishing scams, fake contests and giveaways, fake news and misinformation. These type of activities have been very common on the online social media. And there are some precautions that you have to take care, or if you are a victim of social media phishing, that what you should do. So first of all, change your passwords. You have to change or make all your passwords strong and unique passwords for all the accounts on the online social platforms. Always check the review account settings and report the phishing attempt. Report the phishing attempt to the social media platform by using built-in reporting tools provided, and this helps the platform identity and take action against the fraudulent accounts. And next is scan your device for a malware, and you should check your device, your mobile phone or your computer, by having some antivirus or anti-malware software. That's all for today. Thank you.